Greetings, everyone. Dimension 119 here with the State of Survival podcast. Keen Games has done it yet again. They've released their biggest update for Enshrouded to date, and we've got everything from a brand new biome, new enemies, new crafting tiers, all the way to brand new visuals for the game. Let's dive right in. We'll get to the brand new biome a little while later. First, I think we need to talk about the visual changes, because that's going to be kind of the first thing you notice whenever you load up your world if you've played before. A brand new tone mapper was introduced to allow for a better overall image, as well as more consistency in colors. They've also worked on the sky rendering to allow more realistic atmosphere with realistically illuminated clouds. This also allows for a more dramatic color change in the sky during the day and night cycles. So overall, the addition of the tone mapping and the adjustments to the sky is really helping the lighting of the game and the transitions between light scenes and dark scenes, and even light to dark in the same area. Not only will you notice these visual differences, but you may also notice that your NPCs aren't where you left them the last time you played. This new update completely redoes the NPC system, not only allowing for the crafting NPCs to have a roaming ability and a day and night cycle where they will sleep in beds if you build them beds and assign them beds, but they also offer in what they're calling townsfolk, which will allow you to fill out your village, your home, however you decide to build your place. These townsfolk will offer more knowledge about the world, help you find different crafting materials, pets, and they will also offer brand new quests. Those aren't the only brand new NPCs in the game, however. We're also getting crafting assistants that you can summon in your secondary bases that function like the crafting NPCs without having to move the crafting NPCs from your primary base to a secondary base or vice versa. I mentioned that NPCs can roam now, as well as being able to assign them beds. You can do all of this with the summoning spear. It's been reworked to allow you to not only set their roaming distance, but also assign them the bed. You did hear me right a moment ago. I did say pets. We can now tame 6 different types of wildlife in the game. Not only can you have the cats and dogs, but you can also have some of the farm animals. These farm animals will produce resources for you as long as you have fed them and provided them with a bed and shelter. Speaking of the animals, for every type of animal, there are now sleeping and feeding props that can be crafted at the farmer, as well as food and bait. You'll need the bait to tame the animal. You'll need the food to feed them so that you can get the resources that we mentioned earlier, or to just keep the animal happy and keep them at your base as your pet. If you have 2 of the same kind of animal at your base, they have a chance to spawn offspring if they are provided with food. But as we all know, the best part about having pets and animals at your base is the animals can be petted, and it makes your character feel warm and fuzzy inside. Speaking of tameable animals, you'll have to venture into the brand new biome, the Albaneve summits, in order to find some of these animals. But be prepared, this vast, treacherous mountain biome expanding the north of Embervale is very unforgiving and very, very cold. You can access this biome by traveling through the Nomad Highlands or the Kindle Wastes. You'll start off noticing a change in terrain, but the higher you go into these mountains, the colder it gets and the more snow you will find on the ground. Not only does this biome offer brand new tameable animals, but we also get a brand new set of quests, new shroud routes, we get new armor for the area, we get new enemies. There's so much to do here and so much to be found. Icy lakes, frozen rivers, deep snow, and all kinds of things that will affect your journey. This is not an area for the faint of heart or the unprepared. Now, when we talk about snow in the new biome, we're not just talking about snow on the ground that makes the terrain difficult. We're also talking about snowstorms, which will lower your body heat and cause you to get frostbite even quicker. But the storms don't just affect the new biome. These snowstorms are part of the new dynamic weather system, which will affect the entirety of the Embervale, bringing the snowstorms as well as rainstorms down below the mountains. These rainstorms will cause your character to get the wet status effect, which will bring down certain stats of your character and will affect you in certain ways. But it will also help you when sneaking into enemy camps, as it dampens your sound while walking around. As mentioned earlier, the Albaneve Summits is a very dangerous area, but this isn't just because of the cold and the weather. We also get brand new enemies with new abilities, a brand new boss that can be summoned, and some changed versions of old classic enemies that we'll be facing again. Enemies in this new area start at level 28, so you better bring your best when venturing into the heights of these mountains and into the depths of the Shroud. But don't worry, the team has given us some new abilities to help us out in this area. Not only has the Merciless Attack ability been tweaked a little bit more, but we've also got 2 new Graplinghook abilities that can be purchased in the skill tree. One of these abilities will allow you to pull flying enemies to you so that you can more easily attack them. The other one will allow you to pull yourself to a larger enemy, and if you have the jump attack ability as well, as soon as you get pulled to that enemy, you can initiate a jump attack and get a big hit on. But that's not all. There's so much more to this update that we don't even have time to cover. We didn't even talk about the new gliding mechanics. We didn't even talk about the maximum numbers of altars being increased, the new aerial phenomenon that affect your gliding, and we also didn't talk about the fireworks that are now into the game. Hopefully, no one burns down their base anytime soon. Or the new clickable overlay on the world map that allows you to adjust what POIs you see. As always, I encourage you to check out the update notes in the description below. This update was huge, and it's just too much to cover in the short time we have here. Thank you all for watching. I am Dimension 119 with the State of Survival podcast, and I will see you in another dimension.